That's the thing about life. It can be unpredictable, but your dreams need not be. How far would you go to make your dreams come true? How close are you to reaching those goals set by you? While others focus on a new normal, you focus on a new beginning. Look around for what inspires you. Build your narrative. After all, it's your story to tell. Take a chance. Take a leap. Begin your study abroad journey with us.
Looking for the right course for you? Welcome to AECC Global's Course Search, your one-stop platform for all your international education needs. Browse through millions of free, valuable study abroad resources to pursue your international study dream. To begin your search, type in your preferred course in the search bar. Filter by sub-course category, level of study, destination preference, tuition fees, duration, and post-study work visa. With a destination drop-down, you can search for the preferred destinations of your choice. You can also filter down courses by top-ranked universities in your preferred destination and their rankings. Browse through various career choices, and you can also browse through free student resources like articles on tips to study abroad, the latest news, etc. We are here to support you with every step of your study abroad journey. To explore your course options, visit search.aeccglobal.com.
Okay, good afternoon, friends of AECC Global. Welcome to our session today on Saturday, 4th December. Nama saya Lani, your host from AECC Global. Today, we are going to talk about fast track to top 30 US universities through Amerigo. We will find out in a little while about Amerigo, the process to get acceptance in those top universities, the advantage, also the how Amerigo is going to help students. So first, let me introduce you to our guest of honors today. With me, I have Miss Anna Nguyen Pho, who is the recruitment manager of Southeast Asia from Amerigo, and of course, Chris Goodburn, who is the Regional Director of Northeast and Southeast Asia. Welcome to the platform, both.
Thank you. Nice to see everybody today.
Thank you so much.
Friends of AECC Global, studying abroad, of course, is a big step in our life. So many things to ask and so many things to prepare and to consider. So while we have the experts today, please use the opportunity to ask as many questions as you like by typing your questions in the Q&A box below. You can also type in Bahasa, of course, and we will later on translate it. Since we only have 1 hour to have this interactive session, without further ado, let's pass the screen on to Chris and Anna. First, to introduce yourself briefly to the audience, and then talk and then of course talk about Amerigo. Over
Thank you
to
so much. Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you to AECC for hosting us today. We love working with AECC. It's a fantastic resource for students all across Southeast Asia and Indonesia. And so we really appreciate the support from the team at AECC. My name is Chris Goodbourne. I'm the Regional Director for Amerigo for Southeast Asia. I'm responsible for helping all of our students find the right choice for their studies in the US and Canada. I'm joined by Anna. Anna, my colleague, has been working in the education space for a really long time. She's helped hundreds of students find the right course for them all across the world. And today, we're going to take a bit of time to really talk about the best way and the best approach to get into a really top-ranked university in the United States. We have an amazing education system in the United States. It's considered one of the best study destinations in the world in terms of the rankings of the university and the type of experience that you can get through studying in the United States. And we really feel passionate that it's a great study destination for students. Today we're going to go through and talk about the advantage of studying your high school in the US as what we believe is the best route to get into one of these top 30 US universities. And we'll talk about how Amerigo Education has helped many, many students over the last 5 or 10 years to get into top universities in the US. It's our priority, and that's our main focus at Amerigo Education. It's our role to help our students get into the right university for them. And whilst the focus of our chat today is getting a student into a top 30 university, and in many cases, those top 30 universities are top 30 global universities. These are the very best universities that are available in the whole world. We do also believe that finding the right university fit for each student is incredibly important. A top 30 is a great place to go and study, but it may not be the right fit for you. And so me and Anna will take a little bit of time to talk through the different options. We're going to talk about the great success that our students have had in getting into really top universities. We've had students get into Columbia, Chicago, Duke, amazing universities, Berkeley, New York University, and we're going to talk through the process of how we've managed to help our students get into these top universities. Before we start though, I'm going to pause and I'm going to ask you all to think about what it takes to run a marathon. It's not an easy thing. If you imagine you could get out, pull your trainers on right now and run the 26 miles it takes to run a marathon, you're probably a very fit and healthy person that's taken a lot of time to get to that point. You've had to train, you've had to maybe speak with coaches, you've had to put a plan in place to be able to achieve that goal of pulling your shoes on and running that marathon. And so it's very similar when you are applying to a top 30 university. It's a marathon. You need to have a good plan, you need the right people around you, and you need the right equipment and resources to be able to achieve that goal. And so it's a very important thing to think about. You need a plan. You know, you have to have that plan if you're going to go into a top 30 university. Students who do get into those top 30 universities start planning very early. They have a plan for their high school. They have a plan for the type of courses that they'll choose. And they ask questions. They are really active participants in their high school and university admission process, and they set some really great goals. That plan needs to include a lot of different elements. So getting your transcripts right, getting your tests correct, getting your application correct, making sure you've got a good resume and that you've got a good essay and you're prepared for your interview that you'll have to go through when you apply to these top universities. It requires you to be a really engaged student. And so those students who get into those top global universities are really engaged students. They have that plan and they work with their teachers and their high school counselors, people like AECC, to really help prepare the plan that gets you into that top university. And it's hard work. A bit like that marathon analogy, you have to have your plan, you have to think you've got to get out of bed and go for that run every day to make sure you're keeping fit and you're keeping on track. So it's a really important part that you're really engaged in this process. That engagement at high school can involve a whole load of different things. It's not just your academics. It's the volunteer work that you do. It's your engagement with cultural and performance and arts, and whether you're into athletics, and working with others, and really being an important part of the student community. It involves a lot of research. Finding that right university for you is an incredibly important part of your study journey. Finding out that right university that you think is going to be that perfect fit for you is a challenge. You know, each university is different. They have a different academic experience. You'll have a different social experience. You'll have a different environment that you'll be in. And so finding that right fit for you is very, very important. A lot of top 30 universities will be asking students, why us? And having that answer as to why you've picked that particular university is an incredibly important part of the admissions process. You have to think about your funding. You know, it's not necessarily a cheap activity to be able to afford these universities. So picking the right university for you might involve looking at slightly lower ranked universities to find the right funding option. There are a huge amount of scholarships available for students, but there's fewer options at the top 30 universities. So you need to be very competitive to find that right fit for you. Now, I'm going to briefly talk about the advantage of doing your high school in the US as opposed to another international study destination. And there's a huge number of advantages that doing your studies in the US that gives you that advantage when you're applying to a top 30 US university. I'm going to pause again. Now, ask you all to think that you're always pitching yourself to the admissions officer at these top universities. You need to convince this person that you're the right fit for their university, for their college. And so it's very important that you're always thinking, how can I convince this person that I'm the right fit for your university? And these people are very, very familiar with the high schools in the US. They will recognize the names of the top high schools in their state or in the country, that they'll know what the curriculum is like at that particular school. Admissions officers work really, really hard to understand the curriculum of international high schools, but they'll never know everything, whereas they'll know a lot more about their local high schools that they have in their state. And many of these people may have even gone to the same high schools that you'd study if you went and studied in the US. They'll understand the rigor of the course. They really will understand the US high system very well because they'll have gone through it themselves. The US high school system provides a huge range of advanced placement, dual honors programs, and pre-advanced placement courses that help you get advanced credit or advanced standing when you apply to university. And they're really common across our high schools. You know, many of our high schools have 30, 40, 50 plus different options in advanced placement or dual honors courses. And whilst these courses are available overseas, they're sometimes less common, or they don't have the full range that you might want for your particular course profile. And so it can lead to your application looking very similar to other students from your home country. Whereas if you've gone through the US system, you can really customize and tailor the program to your admission. It helps you stand out. You know, by doing your high school in the US, you can really stand out against other students in your home country. You'll have been studying in a native English-speaking environment, and there's a very subtle difference there between living and studying in an environment where people are naturally English speakers versus people like yourselves who are still building their English. They're still building that kind of native language ability. It shows your commitment to studying overseas. If you've spent 2 or 3 years already in the US before you apply to university, people will know that you're committed and that you're ready to go on this journey of getting into a top global university. It shows your financial capability. So admissions officers will recognize the work and the challenges you've been through to get to this stage of your studies. You get involved in a huge range of extracurricular activities. And since COVID has meant that many people aren't able to take standard tests that a lot of universities relied on before to get you admitted into a top US university, nowadays people are looking at your full profile. So US high schools have a huge range of extracurricular activities that are built into US school life. I'm sure if you guys have ever seen any US high school TV shows or movies, you know how much being part of the sports teams or the dance clubs or all the extracurricular activities, they're a huge part of the US high school experience. And we're able to offer a huge range of that through what we call our American experience. You get a really great chance to meet people, try all sorts of new things, challenge yourself in a great way. And finally, you get to work with the best. You get to work with really great counselors that know the US system very well. These counselors at your schools and through your counseling network, they'll have links and connections to the top 30 admissions officers. That you'll work with teachers that are writing great letters of recommendations every year, and they'll have done it themselves, so that they'll really understand the system very, very well. So just to summarize, and I'll hand it over to Anna shortly, it gives you a great advantage over other students if you study in the US. It's a chance for you to really benefit and become an experienced and versatile student that will stand out to that admissions officer. You'll have the opportunity to gain extra financial aid through being that native in that US high school system. And Amerigo has had a really great track record over the past 5 years in getting students into those top 30 universities. So I'm going to hand it over to Anna. Anna's going to talk a little bit more about Amerigo education and about how we help our students. And then we'll, after, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, we'll have a chance for questions. You guys can ask us about how we can help you. And I'll stop talking and I'll hand it over to you, Anna.
Great. Thank you so much, Chris. And thank you again for everyone attending the webinar today. We're very glad to talk with you all. So you have heard from Chris about what does it need for you to prepare if you want to aim into top 30 university in the US. You know, it's not easy to get into those ranking universities. And so you need a lot of preparation. And in order to do so, you will need a right environment and right study environment. You will need right preparation with a lot of support from everyone. So, and you also heard from Chris about what are the advantages if you come to study at high school in the US. What could help? What would be bring benefit for you if you come to study at high school in the US? And now I'm sharing with you how Amerigo can help you, can fit into the plan, your plan, into top 30 university US if it is your goal. So as you can see here on the screen, Amerigo is providing a very comprehensive boarding services for international students. We partner with very high ranking, very high performing private high school in the US. They are ranked either AI Plus on the niche.com. Some of them got the Blue Ribbon School Award from the Department of US Education. Those students graduate from this high school and got into Ivy League, top 10, top 20, top 30 university in the US already. So if you come to study at those school, you study with the same curriculum, same teachers with the local US students, so you will receive the same opportunities to get into top, elite university in the US. So the rest will be how you will be prepare yourself to fully immerse into a new environment at the high school in the US. And so Amerigo partnered with those schools to provide a great academic environment for students. And at the same time, we provide other resources for students, to help them to get into to the university they want to, by providing a lot of support, especially for academic support, the English language learning as well, especially for international students. English is very important. So you will need a lot of like IELTS, TOEFL, something like that. So by studying in the US, it will help you a lot to get a higher grade with the IELTS, TOEFL. And we have the staff living with the student at each campus. They will play as mentors, and they will work closely with the student. They will be as at friends and the mentors to help them to get them quickly adjust into an environment. And apart from that, we also want international students coming all over the world to come and fully immerse into a new culture by doing a lot of activities. So the ultimate goal Amerigo is trying to provide international students is to help them get into the university they want to, they aim to, by a lot of activities. We have a program, a University Advantage program for 4 years from grade 9 to grade 12 to have students with a lot of activities, which I will discuss a little bit further. We have the special program for outstanding student by having the undergrad program and global scholar program for students who achieve great academic performance at school. We help them with the English, and the environment, the boarding environment that we stay in is very engaging. Next slide, please, Chris. So you can see here is that as a boarding student, international student coming to stay in Amerigo, you'll be living at a very fun, engaging, interactive, safe, and secure environment where at each campus, we have a very well-trained campus staff living with international students 24/7, 7 days per week, and with a very high-tech secure monitoring system to make sure that they are all safe and secure. And within the residences, we have fully furnished amenities for students, in terms of like study room, recreation areas, laundry facilities, something like that, to make sure that they all have a very comfortable and to make them feel relaxed and don't have to worry about anything. Everything is safe, secure, and well prepared by our staff already. And apart from that, by having our campus staff at each campus, they will do a lot of activities for students. We do a lot of weekend trips, school holidays as well as other outdoor activities like sporting, kayaking, picnic, as a lot of activities. Because we want to help international students fully immerse, and then they can be feel they are engaged in a new environment, in a new culture, by studying at the US and living far away from home. Because once you feel you are engaged, you are belonging to that new environment, you will feel better to study better at school. So that's one of the ways we want to help students. And as Chris mentioned before at the beginning, that we have the top 50 guarantee, because we are very confident in our University Advantage program, very confident in the outcomes of our student achieved so far by offering a guarantee to top ranking top academic student performance into a top 50 university. This is something not many, even traditional boarding school in the US, they can guarantee, they can promise that. But with Amerigo, with our seniors team, those who have worked with the top ranking university already, they have the experience, they know what it takes, they know what need to prepare to get into top ranking university. So from the expertise, from the experience, they will help Amerigo students to achieve that by placing the student, the good performing student into the honors track program. Those the program we will provide you later at another session about the honors track program. But with the honors track program, the student will be do a lot of support throughout the 4 years with Amerigo, from grade 9 to grade 12. So each year there will be different activities to be suitable for their grade. So for example, from grade 9, it is quite easygoing, not so much stress from grade 9. So this grade you will get you will need to like plan a high school plan for your high school throughout 4 years. And then from grade 10, you will start looking for university, the majors you want to do, and maybe Amerigo will take you to visit some university in our network as well. From grade 11 is a very important, more important for students, because this year you will need to focus on your grades, choose the right courses for you, do a lot of activities, prepare for SAT, ACT, TOEFL or something like that. So grade 11 is very, very important. So we always encourage students to come over to the US for grade 11 as the latest. Of course, the sooner the better, but grade 11 is the latest grade that you should come, because by the beginning of grade 12, you started planning, applying for the university already, because the university will normally set the deadline by November, mid of November already. So you don't have a lot of time to prepare, to improve your grades at all. So in grade 11 is more important. So Amerigo will work with you throughout the 4 years, and we have a lot of activities for students. With our Amerigo University Advantage, with the academic support, help them with application to university. We help them to to prepare an online portfolio to make it more attractive, more get attention from the admission people from university. We also take them out to visit university in our network. We have a lot of resources for students, especially for the honors track student, to help them prepare themselves for the SAT and TOEFL. And with the Amerigo Global Scholar Program, this program is very special, where we select a very good students from each year. Chris, can you please make on the next slide for me? Yes, thank you. So the Global Scholar Program is a very special program we designed for our students, where we partner with different top-ranking universities. So previous year, we partnered with the University of Chicago, the University of Stanford, and this year we do with the University of Pennsylvania, which is one of the Ivy League school. So we very top-ranking, top performance student at Amerigo, they will be selected, they will be invited into the Global Scholar Program. To spend 2 weeks in the summer. In the summer at the university, you will stay at the university as well. You will have opportunity to talk with admission person from the university, to discuss with them how it looks like to be admitted into those top-ranking university. And this is advantage for you if you put that in your resume, that you are invited, you'll be a part of the Global Scholar Program by Amerigo. It will help you a lot. And it will make your application more stand out, as Chris mentioned. Well, you need to make yourself stand out from other applications. Next slide, please. So as you can see here, this is the university outcomes from 2021 this summer. So you can see here we have student got accepted into top 100 university, top 50 university as well, with many of them receive a lot of scholarship. So we have one Vietnamese student who applied to top 30 university, and also other not very, even top 100 and top 12, top 200 university in the US. And he received a huge amount of scholarship with 1.6 million US dollar for the whole scholarship he got, because he wanted to either aim at a top ranking university, and also other university who can offer him a good scholarship as well. So what I'm trying to say here is that top 30 is amazing. It's great. You will be, a rock star with top 30 university, but it's not everything. It's not everything. If you are not aiming into top 30 university, or if you are not admitted into top 30 university, is not the end of the world. Top 50, top 100 is great, because you can imagine that in the US, there are more than 3,000 university in the US, and you are admitted into top 50, top 100 university, you are a rock star already. So it doesn't need necessarily to be in top 30, except unless it is your dream. That's amazing. But you can consider other elements. If you want to apply to, to apply to a university that can offer high scholarship for you, then you need to consider other, top 50, top 100, because as Chris mentioned in his previous slide, that if you want to get into top 30 university in the US, they normally don't offer a good scholarship for you. So you need to be well prepared for your finance. But if finance is something is one of the most important factor you want to consider, then you can consider other university in the US. It doesn't need to be in the top 30. Next slide, Chris. Thank you. So here you can see here our student got accepted into top 30 in the US. You can see here like nine students from Amerigo get accepted into New York University in the US. So you can see here with our promise, with our confidence, with the way we provide to international students, top 30 is something achievable. It's something achievable. It's something you can do. You can gain it if you just follow what Amerigo provide you, support you along the way throughout 4 years at Amerigo. Then it is your dream will come true within top 30 universities in the US. But you can see here that we have a lot of students got into top 50. They are big names here. A lot of them in the UC system as well. Georgia Tech, and Case Western Reserve University as well. They are very big names. And from the next slide, you can see here, we also got students got into top 50, top 100, and they receive a good amount of scholarship from those top 100 university already. So that's amazing. We just got a news 2 days ago that we have 2 students from Vietnam. They got into University of Delaware, which is 98 ranking in the US, and they got a good amount of scholarship from those universities. And our student is not just accepted because our high school in the US, they are very well known, and a high school diploma in the US, is globally recognized. So it is easily for them to apply to any other university in the world, not just in the US. So as you can see here, we have students got accepted into University of Toronto, which is #1 in Canada, the University of British Columbia, university in a group of 8 in Australia as well, and in the UK. You can apply to any other world top ranking in the US, not just in the world, not just in the US. So by having a diploma high school diploma in the US, by having a preparation from Amerigo, you will be confident in your university application in the future. And we are here, Amerigo, are here to help you to achieve your goal, to achieve your aim to top 30 university in the US or to any other university you want to achieve when you get into university. And yeah, and it's the end of our presentation today. We hope that with all the information we provide can help you, have a better understanding, have a better preparation about what expect to get into top 30 university and what you need to prepare from now if you want to study at high school in the US. And we are here, Chris and I are here today to answer any question you may have. And yeah, and if you have any questions, just feel free to put the question on the chat box or the Q&A session. We're happy to provide any answers. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Chris and Anna. Jadi in a nutshell, teman-teman, masuk top uni di US tuh dianalogikan oleh Chris seperti kita mengikuti maraton. Dan tentunya bertujuan untuk menang ya, tidak sekedar hanya mengikuti maraton saja. Jadi kita, we need to have plan, we need to have the tools, we need to have the training. Dan di Amerigo, hal-hal tersebut disediakan oleh mereka. Mereka menyiapkan kita sebagai student supaya kita bisa lebih engage, kita bisa mencapai transkrip yang tepat, bisa punya good resume, bisa menulis good essay, bisa lebih siap untuk menghadapi interview. Kemudian kita juga work together with the teacher. Tentunya kita juga punya plan yang kita bisa konsultasikan ke AECC sebelumnya. Kemudian of course kita juga harus banyak melakukan research university yang mana yang cocok untuk kita. Karena apa? Karena kita juga perlu mengconvince admission bahwa kita adalah the right fit to that particular university. Jadi in Amerigo, tadi juga Anna sudah sebutkan ya, udah singgung bahwa apa sih keuntungannya? Very well-known universities around the world, of course. Kemudian kita juga living in an English-speaking environment. Amerigo juga punya huge range of extracurricular, di mana dengan mengikuti berbagai kurikulum tersebut, we have the opportunity to build your profile in your CV later on tentunya ya, yang mana dibutuhkan pada saat Anda menyiapkan diri untuk masuk ke universitas dan juga untuk mencari pekerjaan. Kemudian juga you will work with the best counselors at the university, which enable you to build up your network as well, karena mereka sangat-sangat engaged dengan network dari berbagai university dan juga industri. Ya, kemudian studying in the US American system. In the American system high school, you may be able to gain extra financial aid, right? I think you mentioned about that as well.
It's one of those areas where the admissions officers at universities in the US will understand the US system very, very well. And the big advantage of going to the US to do a US high school is the range of programs and courses that you'll have available. It's very easy for an international student who goes to a school in Jakarta or Surabaya to not have a full range of AP and dual honors courses that they may need to stand out to those top universities. One of our schools, Carmel Catholic, has something like 50, 60, 70 different types of AP courses that the students can choose from. So it means you can really tailor the program of study that you do with us to make sure you stand out. Whereas some international high schools, which are very, very good high schools, may only have 10 options. And so you don't have the chance to have that full range of courses that really help you stand out. And that's the key thing, is we want you to stand out to that admission officer. And the more you can do to build a very unique application profile, the more you can stand out and get that place that you're after to get into a top university. It's back to that marathon thought. You know, you can't just pull your trainers on and go for a run. You have to go to the right training ground. You might have to join a running club to be able to achieve that goal. So the more you can do to help yourself stand out, the better chance you will have of achieving that top 30 goal.
Oke. So teman-teman, jadi yang penting adalah kita stand out ya, artinya kita menonjol dibandingkan dengan student yang lain untuk dapat masuk ke top 30 universities. Dan di Amerigo, you will be assisted to do that. Karena Amerigo punya banyak pilihan program di mana Anda bisa excel di program yang Anda pilih. Jadi ini merupakan tailor-made program yang bisa Anda pilih. Sehingga untuk membangun profile Anda masuk ke top 30 universities, tentunya mereka akan memilih student-student yang menonjol. Jadi salah satu objektifnya adalah membantu students untuk mempunyai stand out resume, sehingga the admission of the university can see that you fit in the university that you choose. Okay, let's get into the question and answer session. Is there any university which I can get into without high scores of my report? Okay, well,
Yeah,
Chris can answer that.
That's one I could take. The answer is yes, I think, is the simple answer. But it's all about building that rounded profile. So a lot of the kind of universities won't just take your admission based on your school scores, your grades. It's all about, and I think I showed a slide at the beginning. There's like 8 or 9 different elements that an admission officer will look at when they're reviewing your application. Your high school grades are an important part of that, but as long as you're achieving, say, good C grades, B grades or above, you will get into a good university. But to support that, you have to have that rounded profile. So be involved in extracurricular activities, whether that be a sports team or a social club or a kind of a subject-based club. You need to have a great interview. You know, be able to practice your communication skills and your English ability to pass the interview to get into that school. You'll normally need to show that you've got good English language grades, so you'll have to do that. And you'll need to get some great references from your teachers and from your school. So the more you can do to engage in other activities, the more you can build that rounded, complete admission profile. And so the short answer is yes, but you do still have to work for it to get into that. And you know, the more you can do to show that you're improving your grades, the better chance you'll have of getting admitted into a good university.
Right. Any other
I think
questions?
we have another question from the Q&A box, which I already took answer. So a question from Khalid Hamza, that how to get scholarship from the lower ranked university? What is the first step we should do? I think this question is quite similar to what Chris just answered to the other student about how to get accepted into lower ranked university, but how to get scholarship. So I think as similar to as any other universities, not just in the US, but any other university, if you want to get a scholarship, you need to show yourself that you are unique and you deserve to that scholarship from that university provide you. First, you have to show them your GPA great, good. You are an active student, not just academics. You're just not, very good at academics, but you have to show yourself you're active in other areas, that you are a good student in the community, you are a great member in your community, you're active, you play sports, you do extracurricular activities, you have a good essays, you show the good connection for your teachers, that those teachers can drive you, can help you with a good letter of recommendation. So you need to do a lot of preparation, not just about grades, but other elements that you need to prepare as well. So it's not just about lower or higher university. If you want to get a scholarship, you need also to prepare as on any other student to match yourself stand out and show the university that you are applying that you deserve to that scholarship, and then they can consider a good scholarship mail for you. I hope it can help your question.
Yep, thank you. Jadi teman-teman, tentunya scholarship ada, tapi scholarship itu harus diraih, tidak semata-mata diberikan kepada students ya. We really need, as Anna tadi mention, kita betul-betul harus stand out untuk mengalahkan, karena scholarship itu very competitive ya. Jadi dan scholarship itu tidak diberikan kepada semua orang. Oleh sebab itu memang kita harus betul-betul stand out untuk mendapatkan scholarship tersebut. Okay.
One person was trying to raise their hand, so do feel free to type any other questions that you have into either the Q&A or the chat box to the panelists, and we will take the time to answer.
Okay, I do have a question on my WhatsApp, Chris and Anna. Amerigo is a boarding school, right? So throughout the study, students have to stay in the dorm at Amerigo. The reason I ask is because sometimes students has limitation on the fund that they have. And I believe that sometimes living out of the dorm is a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, that's correct.
The question is whether students have to stay in the dorm throughout the study.
So we have a range of different schools that we work with, and actually we have 2 or 3 different types of accommodation options that students can choose from. The one we focused on and we've talked about today is our boarding option, whereas you say you live within a community of students, you live in with your tutors and your campus staff that help provide that really good environment. But we do also offer at some of our schools a homestay option, where you can go and live with an American family, and it's a very different experience where you get a chance to enjoy the life of getting to know a new kind of surrogate family that will look after you. And that's typically about $10,000 a year cheaper to go through that option. It means you miss out on some of the kind of the support that you'd get through the boarding community afterwards, but it's still a really great option if you are kind of fund driven, you're looking for the right balance there. And we also do short-term course options. So you can come and study with one of our schools in New York for a semester or for a year, which helps you get that US high school experience without necessarily having to commit to 2 or 3 years of boarding. So we do have some really good flexible options for students if they are looking for a kind of a lower cost. We've also got some great scholarships available. And so, many of our students who come and study from Southeast Asia and Amerigo get up to a 20% or even a 30 or 40% scholarship from our tuition and boarding fees. So we can really try and make sure that the right fit is found for nearly every student.
Oh, okay. So Chris, let me check my understanding with you, okay? We are aware that Amerigo has several campuses, 9 campuses or so, right? So students are allowed to sort of try and have an experience elsewhere if they are, registered in one campus but want to experience life in New York, as you just said.
Yeah, so we call it our exchange program option. And so it's through our school, St. Anthony's or St. John's. They are our partner schools in New York State. They're both on Long Island. And we offer students the chance to come and do an exchange. So like a year abroad. So if you have if you're studying in Indonesia and you're thinking, I want to go and try and experience what US life would be like, you can jump over and take up the offer of a semester or a year of studying with us. It doesn't give you that full credit towards a US diploma. It's more of a kind of an experiential thing, but it's a really good chance for students to add to their resume and say, look how great I've been by going through this experience, and I joined the debating club, or I joined the cross-country team. And it's a great way of improving your CV for your university application by being able to add to the experience you had at school.
Oh, cool. Oke, jadi teman-teman ada juga exchange program kalau kita nggak mau study the whole like 3 years atau 4 years at Amerigo, kita bisa mencoba untuk belajar 1 semester atau 1 tahun di salah satu campus di Long Island untuk sekedar taste the life of an international students at Amerigo ya, di kampus-kampus yang tadi Chris sudah sebutkan. Okay, what about if students are already there, Chris? It's not normal for students to, want to taste other experience in a different campus that you have, right? I mean, you have campuses also.
Yeah, we typically find that our schools prefer our students to stay with them for the full period of time. But what our schools do is a lot of them will do, and Amerigo offers it through our boarding program, is we offer students the chance to go and visit university campuses. And so, as Anna mentioned earlier, the Global Scholars Program is a chance for students to go and spend, say, their summer break experiencing life at a university or going to a different campus. And so we do a whole range of different programs around it that help students get that alternative experience. We typically don't do in-term exchanges. The schools that we work with are really high quality schools, and so we want our students to be studying towards their final grades. But we do offer lots of experiences and opportunities around your class time and around term time to be able to go and experience that. And to pick up a point earlier that you said, if you've already got family living in the US, we can look at the arrangements as to whether you can continue to live with your family and attend one of our schools. It's typically something we prefer you to be living with your parents rather than with your extended family. We'd rather you were within a true home environment rather than living with an uncle or an aunt, for example. But we can look at those arrangements to see if you do have family in the US and it's close to one of our campuses. We can certainly discuss that with you to find the right way forward for you.
Okay, good. All right, friends at AECC Global, we don't have much time left. If you do still have any questions, please chat it. Put it in the question and answer box. But otherwise, I guess I just want to confirm this to you as well, Chris. Amerigo won't be able to guarantee students to get into one of the top 30 universities, right? The student has to work with Amerigo to get there, of course, right?
Yeah, we have what we call our honors track program. And this is for our top students who are really willing to engage with us and work very closely with our university advising team. For those students who feel that they really want to make that their commitment, we have a bit of it's almost a philosophy, the top 50 guarantee. that we feel that if you do engage with us through our partner school network, we know that if a student meets certain criteria in terms of their grades, in terms of their language, and in terms of their extracurricular, we feel very, very confident that we can achieve a top 50 admission for those students. So whilst we, we can't guarantee it, and it's very important you spot the English spelling difference in guarantee. It's with a Y, not a double E. It's a philosophy where we really believe that we can achieve that outcome, but we need the student to work very closely with us to achieve that. And we do. As I think Anna showed earlier, we had something like 80 or 90% of our students did achieve that goal of getting a top 50 admit letter. We do need the students to work with us to achieve that goal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Actually, can quickly share with you that one Vietnamese student, he is an honors track student. He got into many top 30 universities in the US. And another honors track student, although she didn't apply to any top 30 university in the US, but because she applied to the pre-med, to the pre-medicine program, it's very difficult. So she also got accepted into very top ranking pre-med program in the US with a very high scholarship as well. So they receive a lot of benefits from being part of the honors track program from Amerigo.
Right. Okay. Well, I think we have come to the end of the session. Do you have any last minute message for our audience today who are still hesitating to study at Amerigo, maybe?
What we would say is have a real think about what your goals are. If you really believe that your goal is getting into a really high ranked top global university, really start thinking early about your high school and where the best environment is for that. And we believe we have a really great environment for our students to study in. So do really consider that. It's important that you kind of put that upfront investment in terms of your time and the effort you put into your high school to really achieve a great outcome. My second piece of advice is keep talking to people. I've personally worked with the AECC team for many, many years now, and they're a really great way of finding that right fit for you. And so work with the people around you and hopefully work with us, and we will really try and help you guys achieve that goal of getting into that top university.
Yes. And in this session, because we don't have time to share with you more about our campuses, so if you want to find out more about our campuses of both boarding program and the homestay option, please feel free to reach out to the AECC team to schedule a one-to-one session with either with me or Chris. We are happy to talk with you and then discuss with you further about how we can help you and which campus would be the right one for you.
Check out the other videos and webinars we've done with AECC. I think they're all on the YouTube page, so you can go and check them out.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chris and Anna, for being in the platform today. Teman-teman AECC, seperti diingatkan oleh Chris barusan, sangat mudah untuk menghubungi kami di AECC Global, dan kami akan membantu Anda untuk either arrange one-on-one session with Chris or Anna, kemudian juga bantu application Anda ke Amerigo tentunya, kemudian bantu menerima letter of acceptance, memberikan advice bagaimana accept the letter of offer, dan juga kami akan bantu Anda untuk membuatkan student visanya ke Amerika. Oleh sebab itu, jangan ragu hubungi kami di AECC Global. Dan juga saya ingin mengingatkan teman-teman AECC bahwa Sabtu minggu depan kita masih ada one-on-one session dengan universitas lain. Oleh sebab itu, silahkan stay tune. Anda akan menerima email dan WhatsApp dari counselor Anda untuk ikut menghadiri session tersebut. Okay, have a great weekend, everybody, and stay safe friends at AECC Global.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good afternoon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's the thing about life. It can be unpredictable, but your dreams need not be. How far would you go to make your dreams come true? How close are you to reaching those goals set by you? While others focus on a new normal, you focus on a new beginning. Look around for what inspires you. Build your narrative. After all, it's your story to tell. Take a chance. Take a leap. Begin your study abroad journey with us.
Looking for the right course for you? Welcome to AECC Global's Course Search, your one-stop platform for all your international education needs. Browse through millions of free, valuable study abroad resources to pursue your international study dream. To begin your search, type in your preferred course in the search bar. Filter by sub-course category, level of study, destination preference, tuition fees, duration, and post-study work visa. With a destination drop-down, you can search for the preferred destinations of your choice. You can also filter down courses by top-ranked universities in your preferred destination and their rankings. Browse through various career choices, and you can also browse through free student resources like articles on tips to study abroad, the latest news, etc. We are here to support you with every step of your study abroad journey. To explore your course options, visit search.aecc.global.com.